is going on, everyone, and welcome to Kart 6T3. My name is Ben Taft, and I am your host, the host with the most information for you on YouTube or something. I feel as if sometimes I can do my radio voice. I am Ben Taft, and I am here with the most information on kart racing on the internet. Kind of trailed off there into some Casey Kasem stuff there. If you didn't mind hitting a like or subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. If you're finding this type of information on this channel useful to you, I really do appreciate every single one of you coming by. It's a nice warm day here in New York, one of the very few we have left, I'm sure. The end is coming near before Father Winter, what is it? I get it's going to get cold soon. I know, this is something I keep on bringing up, but I really do not look forward to this time of year. So, all right. A while ago, somebody asked me about exercise and racing. The gentleman's premise was that he is a 50-year-old, somewhere in there, that maybe older than 50, and he was getting exhausted after about 8 laps in the kart. So exercise and racing. We all know that exercise is good. At least I assume you would know this. And it is no different than for karting. He was asking me in general, what do I do to stay in shape for kart racing? Now, I'm going to preface this with this. I love cookies. I love treats. I love chips and cakes and all the stuff that you're not supposed to love. If you give me the opportunity to eat all the stuff you're not supposed to eat, I'm going to eat it every single time. I try and control myself. Now, have I lost a bunch of weight by trimming down the bad treats and stuff like that? No, because the reason I haven't lost weight is because I have been going to the gym. So my experience, I wanted to convey to this gentleman is, with the thing, if you give me the chance to eat all the bad stuff and sit on my tuchus, I am going to do that, unless I force myself not to do that. This past year, just celebrated I've been lifting weights now for over a year. I've been in the gym doing boxing with my son for a year and a half now, and I can tell you this is the first year that I didn't have to race my way into race shape. I've done the work outside of racing not to get exhausted on lap 8, not to, have those problems with cramping up, breathing heavy, this and that. Don't get me wrong, you're passionate about what you're doing. You may hold your breath too much. I have a problem with that when you're in the corner. That will, cause myself to breathe heavy, but the Grand Nationals ran all those 20 laps, all those cautions, those restarts, this and that. I came off the track and I probably could have gone another 10 or 15 laps. I was not tired, and it's specifically because I exercise outside of racing. Now, I'm in the gym probably 5 to 6 times a week, just an hour per day, hour and a half per day, whatever it is. Is this something that I'm like, hey, you got to go to the gym. You got to do it just like I do it in order to be in race shape? No, of course not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying do a little more than you did yesterday. If you go for a walk, if you want to do some things that might help your racing, might help your stamina inside a kart, you're going to want to do things working your core. Very, very simple things would be sit-ups, maybe some push-ups, stuff like that, bench presses, deadlifts. I'm not going to, you can Google core work, what good core exercises are, and start doing some of those. Those are truly going to help your racing. They're going to help your longevity on track. You're not going to get as tired as quickly. I'm pretty sure you're not going to get as, I can't guarantee it, but this is where I'd start. The gentleman had a point. This channel isn't for just kids, coming up. It's not for, it is for everybody. Sometimes you may go to the track and you may get interested in kart racing at a later age. Maybe you're 45 like I am. Maybe you're 50, maybe you're 60 years old and you decide, you know what? I've never kart raced before and I want to do this. You go out, you get the cart, you do everything, you get on track, and then you find yourself getting tired on lap 8 because you're plainly out of race shape. And it's going to take a little while for you to get in race shape. There are muscles that you use racing that you don't use in everyday life. I can assure you of that. That's why I call it race shape. Now, if you do some core work, if you can manage some push-ups, if you can at least go for some walks to get your cardio up a little, this racing is going to become slightly easier and easier as you go along, in my opinion. Like I said, I have never felt as good as I have until this year with exercising. So, just do a little more than what you're going to do. And if you're serious about it, go get a gym membership, try and work out, try it. And I think in general, not just racing, in general, you're going to feel better. You're going to realize, hey man, it's painful while you do it, but it gives you a sense of achievement. And then you're like, you get up in the morning, it's like, man, I feel a little more alive. At least that's been in my experience this past year and a half of exercising. So I wanted to put that out there. He in general was asking, what exercises can you do? I'd say some core work is probably your base, but anything. If you can go for a jog, if you can go for a brisk walk, if you can, add an element of some kind of exercise outside of racing, it's going to help your stamina as you're racing the kart. But I think more importantly is a properly set up kart is going to take out less of you. This is very true. If your tires are on, your chassis is on, if your motor's on, if your gearing's on, if everything is perfect, it is like a dream driving a kart. But 99% of the time, that is not the case. There is always something that is a little off, and it's going to cause you to, saw on the wheel, get a little tight. All these things cause you to drive a little harder, to focus a little harder. It's going to take a little more out of you, and I think that the opposing thing that's going to help you is going to be exercise outside of racing. So, a video on this. I know it's not my usual thing. A gentleman asked. I thought, you know what? I can make a video on that. I do exercise. I don't exactly know what I'm talking about, but I know what has worked for me, and I thought me telling you my story might, inspire you. Like, hey, that's a good idea. So, all right, guys. I already did that whole thing, didn't I? Like, subscribe, that thing. All right. It's like, I forget. Sometimes I shoot multiple videos and I forget what I said. So, all right, guys, I appreciate every one of you coming by, and I'll catch you in the next video. Later.